Shalom. I want to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, double honors to the elders of Great Millstone. Much love and respect to all you brothers out there doing the work of sincerity and truth. This is Yahweh Tazah coming back with another video. Just want to go into some scriptures regarding, continuing in the work of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, defending the gospel, defending Yahweh Shai's name, uplifting Yahweh Shai. And, by way of doing that is by doing the work and calling on that name, pushing it out, letting the people know. So I want to start out with John 9:4. It says, I must work the works of him that sent me while it is day. The night cometh when no man can work. Okay. So while it's daytime right now, that's the time to be working. Okay. That's usually the time that you work your best, the morning shift. Okay. And then you get off, during the late, or late evening, and you start to relax at the nighttime, which is basically a time of rest to recover. Now you have, I don't exclude myself from when I say this, but you have individuals that fall into that slothful state or a lackadaisical state of mind, or being indolent, not doing nothing. Your flesh gets the best of you. The world, runs you down, and you have to triumph and fight through all that and continue to work, for Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Putting your best foot forward and doing all those things to make your calling and election sure by doing the work. Because the night that cometh is the time where that's when work ceases. All right, let me get it real quick here. Let's look up that word night. It says the outline of biblical uses. I'm going to jump down to the Roman numeral 2. It says metaphor, the time when work ceases. And that's exactly what's coming, because who's going to cause that to happen? Yeah, it's already predestined. It's already been written through prophecy. Yahweh Shai is going to cause it, but the Wamium is going to cause that work to cease. Okay, he's going to come in as a flood. He's going to, come after the elect, the chosen men of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. And that's where things are going to continue. They're going to cease. All right. Let me get this one here. And Ecclesiastes 12:1. Remember now thy creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. Okay. So you are to work, man. You are to, you're young. We're all young in the spirit. Our flesh, waxes old and stuff like that, but our spirit is still alive. It's still lively. So we have the ability to do this work before the evil days come, before darkness comes, for that night cometh. Okay, which the night represents Esau. He's gonna come as a thief, a robber. Simultaneously with Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai is gonna protect the elect though in that time, because while it was still day, the elect were doing their job. They were working for that penny. Okay, so let me continue to read in Ecclesiastes 12, and I'm gonna jump down. Well, I'll read through. While the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain. In the day which the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened. Right, so we know that everything's gonna cease at some time. Not just our labor, as far as like doing on the internet, going out to the highways and the byways, but when you think about it, the work is gonna just be a little bit more slowed down, in the sense that we're still gonna be prophesying. We're still gonna be teaching individuals that we run across in that time. We're not just gonna be out there openly putting videos on the daily putting up videos on the internet. Okay. But there will be a cease of working and grinding. um so Ecclesiastes 12:4, and the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. And when they shall be afraid of that which is high, and fear shall be in the way, the almond tree shall flourish, and the grasshopper shall be a burden, and the desire shall fail, because man goeth to his long home, and the mourners go about the streets. Like when you think about Yahweh Shai, he was that good master, the housekeeper, the house owner, the keeper that went on a long journey and left certain individuals, to maintain, his property, his talents, his vineyard, you know, and in the midst of all that, they were being persecuted. They were, being murdered. The prophets were being killed by the Pharisees and the scribes and things of that nature, because he it said, because man goeth to his long home, and the mourners go about the streets. Okay. And we're the ones that are mourning. We're the ones that are sighing and crying for the abominations that are on the earth. Okay, but that work is going to cease. Night is coming. Okay. So it says, I must work the works of him that sent me while it is day. The night cometh when no man can work. And you don't want to be, well, matter of fact, let me bring it out. Let's go over here to Matthew 25:1. Then shall the kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins, which took their lamps and went forth to meet the bridegroom. And 5 of them were wise, and 5 were foolish. They that were foolish took their lamps and took no oil with them. But the wise took oil in their vessels with their lamps. While the bridegroom tarried, they all slumbered and slept. Okay, so you don't want to be like the 5 foolish that took no oil with their vessel. What's the point of even taking your vessel? You're not being thorough. You're not being responsible. That's what you would call a nigga that ain't able to carry his own weight and carry have the necessities that he should have, the essentials. But he always wants to piggyback or ride the coattails off an individual. You have to have your ducks in a row, right? That's what they say. You have to have your ducks in a row. You have to have your stuff in order. If you buy, just an example, if you buy a TV, we know a TV comes with the electrical cord and stuff like that. But if you buy a TV and there's no electrical cord, what's the purpose of having the damn TV? Or if you buy a television and you have no electricity, what's the purpose of you buying the TV? It's the same thing with the lamp. They took no oil. What was the purpose? Oh, because in their mind, they wanted to piggyback off somebody. They wanted to take and just not do nothing to earn their oil, but just take it at the last minute. No, that's not the way it operates. That's not the way it works. You have to put in work. You have to have your stuff in order. Okay. So it says, verse 4, but the wise took oil in their vessels with their lamps. So they were on point. They had all their stuff in order. They were ready. Okay. They had their shoes on. Their shoes were tied. They weren't just shoelaces just hanging loose. They had their pants on with their belt buckled, with their staff in their hand, with their Bibles ready. Everything. The knowledge is instilled into their mind. The spirit. It says, verse 5, while the bridegroom tarried, they all slumbered and slept. Yeah, so it's like going back to, the prophecies regarding Judah, how he crouched over, that lion that waxed old and crouched over, basically got lazy and went into captivity, went into worshiping idols and thought that the Lord wasn't going to come back, and they just continued to live, wickedly. The knowledge was stripped from them. That's exactly what's going on. It says, verse 6, and at midnight there was a cry made. See? Because, behold, the bridegroom cometh, go ye out to meet him. Then all those virgins arose and trimmed their lamps. And the foolish said unto the wise, give us of your oil, for our lamps are gone out. But the wise answered, saying, No, not so, lest there be not enough for us and you. But go ye rather to them that sell, and buy for yourselves. And while they went to buy, the bridegroom came, and they that were ready went in with him to the marriage, and the door was shut. See, so you want to be ready. You want to do the work, okay? While it is still day, because the night cometh, and when the night cometh, it's gonna be too late, because all the time you were just kicking back, just doing whatever the hell you wanted. You thought everything was all good because the whatever knowledge you had, the whatever um whatever level you thought you were on, or because you thought you were transcending, or whatever it was that you're thinking in your head, you weren't really focusing the way you needed to. Okay. And then the door was shut. Right. So let's go back to John 9:4. It says, I must work the works of him that sent me while it is day. The night cometh when no man can work. And I'm going to bring this one out here in Sirach 51:30. Work your work betimes, and in his time he will give you your reward. Okay, so you have to work your work betimes. Like Yahushua said, I must work the works of him that sent me while it is day. The night cometh when no man can work. And I'm going to just read this from the sword. Matthew 25:6. And at midnight there was a cry made, Behold, the bridegroom cometh, go you out to meet him. Okay. So simultaneously at that time, Yahushua is going to, it's all simultaneously. It's all the doing of the work of Yahushua that these things are going to be going on. While Esau is coming in as a flood, Yahushua is going to be rescuing the elect at the same time, like he did by way of Noah, by the ark. Okay. Salvation, deliverance, protection. Okay. Let's go to the book of Matthew, chapter 5:14. You are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hid. Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel, but on a candlestick, and it is given light unto all that are in the house. Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. Okay. So if you have this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, you are to do the work. You are to be as a candlestick lit and giving light unto those that come to it. Okay. Let me get this other script that just came to my mind. This is in the book of Sirach 24. And let me see. Sirach 24:32. I will yet make doctrine to shine as the morning, and will send forth her light afar off. I will pour out doctrine as prophecy, and leave it to all ages forever. Okay, so you had it says, I will make doctrine to shine as the morning. So that's what this light represents. Okay, let's go to 1 Corinthians. Let me see real quick. Yeah. 2 Corinthians 4 and 3. But if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost, in whom the God of this world hath blinded the minds of them which believe not, because that's darkness, that represents darkness, lest the light of the glorious gospel of Yahushua Mashiach, who is the image of Yahweh, should shine unto them. For we preach not ourselves, but Yahushua HaMashiach, the Lord, and ourselves your servants for Yahushai's sake. For Yahweh, who commanded the light to shine out of darkness, has shined in our hearts to give the light of knowledge of the glory of Yahweh in the face of Yahushua HaMashiach. But we have this treasure in earthly vessels, that the excellency of power may be of God and not of us. Right, because this is all about Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, because he said he stood alone while he did all these things. There was nobody on his side. And because we all fell short, we all failed, but the elect, that's who he's coming back for. And they're standing up. They're defending the gospel the way they need to. They're working the work in the daytime before the night comes. All right, because that's what represents, destruction. Also rest for the elect. They're going to be at rest they're going to be taken care of. Also, let me get this one here. And Hebrews chapter 4. And Hebrews 4 and 8. For if Yahushua had given them rest, then would he not afterward have spoken of another day? There remaineth therefore a rest to the people of the Most High. For he that is entered into his rest, he also has ceased from his own works, as Yahweh did from his, or Yahushua had did from his, because we know Yahushua, he created all things. He created the earth, the heavens, and stuff like that. Okay? So it said, for he that is entered into his rest, he also has ceased from his own works, which was on the 7th day, as the Most High did from his. Let us labor therefore to enter into that rest, lest any man fall after the same example of unbelief. Okay, because those 5 full of virgins they didn't believe. Yeah, they had the vest. Yeah, they had the lamb, but they didn't have nothing in it for it to function and to work. They just stored it up. They just left it there. But then when they saw things getting ready, heightening, then they want to start trying to act like they're serious about it. So you just want to do the work, man, to the best of your ability. Push your best foot forward. Exert yourself. Go hard. As Elder Tahar coined this year as the time of the year of the turn up. You have to turn up at the same time, because you want to make sure that you do everything you're supposed to. Cut. What is the word? How do they say it? Get rid of all loose ends and cut off anything that is hindering you. Get your mind in order, your thoughts in order. Gird up gird up your loins, show yourselves men, because this is it. So with that, shalom.